The Oppo F7 doesn't have high-end smartphone intentions. This is a mid-range smartphone. It's made of plastic, it doesn't have a dual camera, and it doesn't even have quick charge. But the F7 was never meant to be a high-end smartphone. It's meant to be a solid, all-around handset with an attractive price tag. Let's take a closer look at what the compromises are and what you're gonna love. So here's a few things that we liked. The back is beautiful. It's plastic, but it looks very premium. And when you drop it, it won't shatter like all those phones with a glass back. It's got a sweet spot in terms of weight. It's heavy enough to feel durable and light enough that it never feels heavy after extended use. Both the fingerprint sensor and the face unlock are quick to open the phone. It has a real analog headphone jack. On-screen navigation keys aren't for everyone, and they can get a little annoying when you use them consistently. Which is why it's nice that the Oppo F7 has the option to switch over to gestures. Once you enable the feature, the navigation keys at the bottom are replaced with horizontal markers, and you can just swipe up on each section like you would the back, home, or multitask button. The MediaTek Helio P60 is a mid-range CPU, but it does have dedicated AI processing to help with the phone's facial recognition and real-time HDR. And this is where we talk about one of my favorite features on the handset, AI Beauty. It's a feature that lets an algorithm figure out how much beautification is required to make you look better without the picture looking over-processed. We prefer the natural look as well, but we found the AI mode to be a little too strong in many situations, especially when there was questionable lighting. However, in good lighting, I was always happy with the results. I still thought it was a tad too strong, but I could definitely live with it. The rear camera takes natural good-looking photos in well-lit conditions. We also like that Oppo's made an effort to have AI appear within more sections of the UI. The left home screen tracks your behavior to show you relevant information, calendar, and shortcuts. It's pretty basic at this stage, but we're excited to see it evolve into something else in later iterations. Now for the things we didn't really like. The plastic body seems a little out of place. Even though we like it and it looks premium, even the cheapest smartphones are made of metal. However, it is following that high-end design aesthetic that we're seeing with a lot of smartphones, that metal sandwich between two pieces of glass. Honestly, on phones like the Huawei P20, I know that it has a glass back, but I have a hard time telling that it's actually made of glass. The back is also prone to fingerprints, so you have to clean it a lot. Now when it comes to the camera, we don't think that it's a bad thing that it only has one lens. But we don't like that in low light, the photos are often overexposed, and we have no OIS, so any shake on your photos can make them a little bit blurry. There's also no 4K on video, which feels like a little bit of a miss at this price point. Micro USB also feels outdated, and the lack of quick charge is very noticeable. When it comes to the battery, it's barely all day. If I'm heading out at night, I'm going to want to top up. So it's annoying that it doesn't have quick charge. It takes 2.5 hours to charge it from empty to full. And if you're counting, you get less than 1% a minute. 0 to 28% takes me about half an hour. The audio jack delivers average quality. I feel like the music could be a little bit louder, but I don't have the option to drive that volume up. Now when it comes to the OS, this is something that most people are going to complain about the most. It does take a while to get used to. And it wouldn't feel so bad if Oppo hadn't given us more choices in the theme store. On the whole, the interface does feel a little bit clunky. For instance, on Android phones, when you swipe away a notification, you just swipe it away. But Oppo requires you to submit a delete confirmation after swiping left, which is just really unnecessary. And for video, there is no digital stabilization at any resolution. So this with the 4K makes this a handset that isn't the best if you are focused on video. The Oppo F7 is a good-looking smartphone that follows the trend of having a notch. So far we don't mind since the UI has done a good job of customization. It's got dual SIM with expandable microSD card slot. The Helio P60 offers good performance, especially if you're after something that allows you to do a little bit of casual gaming. And most importantly, the selfie game is strong with this camera. That the rear camera only has one lens isn't a bad thing. We're just disappointed in the low light performance. The highlights are often overexposed and it can feel a little grainy sometimes. In good lighting conditions, the shots are balanced and vibrant. but the zoom is pretty useless and we're missing the video stabilization and 4K. The battery life is the last issue. Since it's not really all day, if I go out at night, I do need to top up, which is annoying. They haven't included quick charge. Overall, the Oppo F7 is a good all-around smartphone. Just be aware, it might have a notch, but it's missing all the markings of a high-end phone. And for a lot of people, that will be okay. Let me know what you think of the Oppo F7 in the comments, and if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those. If you haven't taken the time to subscribe to our channel, please do that now so you don't miss out on more great videos like these. I'm your host Nicole Scott for Mobile Geeks.